Seth Kaplan is managing partner of Airline Weekly, joins me. Seth, compare and contrast the United incident with the American Airlines.
Well, the United incident itself was more of a freak incident. I mean, that was the confluence of all kinds of crazy things kind of coming together into this 1 in a billion situation. The American incident was, somebody with the short fuse from what we could see, at least the part we could see, but then kind of going farther than most of these situations when, passengers might not agree with flight attendants. The aftermath also very different. United handled that rather poorly, tried to do the Sean Spicer thing, hey, there were a trillion people at the inauguration, right? But we could all see that there weren't. United kind of trying to tell us that we didn't see what we saw. American quickly acknowledging what happened and making it right with the customer to the extent they could.
Well, don't you think Americans sort of there? I mean, any airline that bungled it after United would be pretty bad. I mean, if American had not handled it as well as they did, that would be really bad.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, this is a case study 2 weeks in a row of how to mostly handle something and how mostly not to do it. But I mean, I was amazed. There's kind of a template for how to do this stuff as a company. And, if anything, usually the criticism, when you're listening to a company is, oh, yeah, sure, they're saying what we want to hear. And here was United not saying what anybody wanted to hear. And so American, kind of following the script and kind of walking the line. I think United was probably wary of criticizing their employees. American walked the line, said what happened to the customer wasn't right. We're still going to give the employee due process, and they won.
But everyone's so raw now on airplanes. I mean, it used to be that it was sort of everyone was excited. It was sort of it's almost a privilege. We're excited to fly. People are so raw, and everybody has a bad experience to report. And there are so many thousands of good employees at all these airlines working really hard to deliver good service. I mean, it really has gotten. I don't know what the service has gotten rougher. They don't get paid as much, the flight attendants and the pilots are on. I mean, it's a lot of unhappiness.
Yeah, and part of it, look, there are more cell phone cameras, so part of it is that we just hear about more of this sort of thing. But there are also more, and there are also more people on airplanes. I mean, there are more people packed more closely together than there used to be in the old days. And so, although it's hard to say that just because we hear about this more, that there's definitely more of it, wouldn't surprise me if in fact there is.
But even like baggage complaints, everyone's bringing everything but the kitchen sink in the cabin, because if you send something in the cargo bin, it may not arrive, or you have to sit there at the carousel for an hour waiting for it. I mean, it's complaint after complaint.
Yeah, and what airlines say is, we try to do it the other way, but people, they say one thing, but then through their actions, they show us that they just want a cheap ticket. And so that's kind of what they say they struggle with, trying to give people all the amenities that they say they want, but at the same point, people won't often pay for them. But yeah, no question, it is a mass market, democratized way of getting around. It's a bus in the sky for the most part these days.
Good news
safe, basic travel.
I was just going to say, the good news is it's been really, really safe, knock on wood, to fly.
Yeah, in the most basic ways of all, they're doing a better job. They are, it's the safest ever. They're on time. They are losing fewer bags, but yeah, some of what you see going on kind of belies that for sure.
Seth, thank you.
Thank you, Greta.